For this procedure, we'll be showing you the reverse French manicure. It will go through the basic manicure steps and we'll end with the nail art aspect of it. My name is Vanessa, this is our technician Erie and our model Tatiana, and we're at Blush Nail Lounge today. So a reverse French manicure is a form of nail art. Instead of a line being drawn at the tip of your nail, it's drawn around the base of your nail. So Erie is beginning with filing the nails. For this shape, in this case on Tatiana's hands, she's choosing to do a rounder shape. She's placing Tatiana's hands in the manicure bowl just because the next step of the process she'll be applying cuticle softener and trimming her cuticles and any excess hangnails. Now she's applying and rubbing in the cuticle softener, and she'll begin to push the cuticles back. For some people it's a preference to push your cuticles back or not. However, for some people it's definitely recommended because your skin can grow over the nail more than it needs to, and you know, especially if you're going to keep your nails polished and everything, it's not as clean and as wide as a surface as it could be for the polish application specifically. It's not recommended to cut your cuticles completely because cuticles do help defend and protect your skin from certain germs invading your hands and that whole sort of thing. So you can't cut too much of them because they are also serving a protective purpose. So with this purple buffer, Erie's just going over each nail. Again, anything that she may have pushed off from the surface of the nail, in addition to any excess skin that may be hanging off. This is a nice, gentle, easy way to just sort of lightly scrub it off. She's getting the surface of the nail, but then also a little towards underneath the nail because what she may have filed off still may be hanging off a bit. And now with the nipper, she's just carefully, again, trimming excess cuticle and dead skin surrounding the nails, but being careful to not remove too much. This is cuticle oil. She's just nourishing your cuticles with this oil. It's moisturizing, you know, being that dead skin was removed, just, you know, again, treating the skin with excess moisture to benefit your skin and cuticles. And this part of the manicure is the lotion massage. Massage promotes blood circulation and of course is just a relaxing step of any process. The hot towel, again, not only feels good for the client, model in this case, but it also helps seal in the moisture that was just applied with the lotion, and she's using the hot towel to also go over the nail beds and clean up any excess lotion that's there because she's prepping to now move on to the next step in the process, which is the polish application. The acetone that Erie's using, it's not only to remove polish, the purpose that it serves in this case, again, we're just trying to prevent any moisture from being left on the nail bed because that could interfere with a successful polish application. This is the base coat. Base coat serves as foundation before applying the following coats of polish. So now we're going to begin the reverse French manicure. The two colors that we've chosen for this, one being this beige one is called Brooch the Subject. It's part of Essie's winter collection. And the second one is your basic black. So this color, Brooch the Subject, we're going to apply over every nail as you would any nail color during any process. It'll be when we start with the black that you'll start to see the reverse French take effect. Erie's carefully applying this color, making sure to get every corner, pulling back the skin of the model's nail just so that no corner of the nail goes unpolished. The reverse French is a simple process, however, you know, there's lines involved. So for this reason, you want to apply the color especially with care because there is a lot of attention to detail when people do see your manicure and notice the shape of it. In general, a good polishing technique is placing the brush at the center of the nail and spreading the color from the center onto the outer corner of the nails. For this color, Erie is applying a second coat. It helps the consistency of the color. Any spots that you may have missed for the first color application, it's easy to go back over with this second base coat, just to make sure that everything is covered. As I mentioned, this is a brand new winter color. This pretty nude neutral tone is something that, you know, looks bare, and you know, the color is popular by itself. We're gonna add a bit more of an accent to it, again with the base color, with the second color black that we've chosen. But this color alone is beautiful and popular when worn by itself as well. Because we're going to be applying a second color over this, we're going to allow for some drying time because we want to avoid any smudging that may be caused when the black polish is going to be applied over it. So now we're going to apply the second color, which is a black choice that we've made. This is where the reverse French manicure process occurs. Again, as we mentioned, typically a normal French manicure has a line of contrast at the outer edge of your nail, and in this case we're reversing it, and now it's closer to your nail base. So it's, again, a simple process, but it's sort of a surprise because everyone's more used to a traditional French manicure. As her drawing technique, Aries be choosing a center point about 2/3 through Tatiana's full nail bed, and from that point she's pulling out and spreading the black color in a rounded shape. Again, we allowed for drying time, so the black color is spreading smoothly over the beige color, and we've avoided any smudging or meddling of colors. Everyone's nail bed is a different size, but generally a rule of thumb for this reverse French manicure, again, is using about 2/3 of the nail to apply the second color, leaving about 1/3 of a gap as the line. This technique definitely looks better on those with larger nail beds. We recommend having nails on the longer side, and if not on the longer side, again, your nail bed should be on a bigger side so that it can accommodate both colors and the line drawing and those parts of this process. She's reapplying the second color black, again just going over any lines that she may have missed and creating, you know, the perfect contrast between the beige and the black. It looks really great when the line is sharp, and you know, for that reason, it's nice when you go with a soft color and a darker color so you can really appreciate the contrast. The color black and darker colors overall have grown to be like a neutral color. Once upon a time, women only did reds and pinks, and that was sort of thought to be ladylike. But, you know, now you always see black. It never goes away, especially in metropolitan New York areas. Women never get tired of black, even in the summertime. Essie's standard black color is called Licorice. That's what we're using in this demonstration. So Erie's just comparing both hands, making sure that everything is even and similar on both hands. So we chose this sharp contrast, and you know, you could appreciate it so much because of the lines and how beautifully they've been drawn. But you know, if you're not looking for something as severe looking, as eye-catching, you could definitely also choose two colors that are a bit closer to one another in family and go for something a bit more subtle. And that may even be a recommendation for those with shorter nails because the line is not as contrasting, and it won't need to be it won't be as severe looking, so on shorter nails it may be a bit more flattering. So we've let the colors dry. The top coat is added. This happens to have 4 color coats, and that completes the process. So that completes a reverse French manicure. We were here at Blush Nail Lounge performing the reverse French manicure. Thank you to our technician Erie and our model Tatiana, and I'm Vanessa.
Hey guys, what's up? Now I'm going to show you how to do a pinup look with a bright red lip. My name is Erica, I'm a makeup artist, and this is my model, Violetta. She's also a student, and we are here at Fashion Group International in New York City. So I'm going to start by my favorite part of makeup, which are eyebrows. Clearly I'm a big eyebrow person, and this is a really big question I get from a lot of my clients. So I'm going to kind of spend a little bit time to show you this because it's a lighter eyeshadow wise, so you really kind of want the brows to be there for you. So I'm going to start with an eyebrow pencil. You just kind of want to follow the natural shape of your eyebrow. If you think it looks too much, don't worry about it. We're going to go ahead and just brush it out with some brow set, so don't even worry. This is clear brow set. You can also use clear mascara. If you use clear mascara though, like on your eyelashes, you can't use it back on your brows. So just buy one for your eyelashes, buy one for your brows. Don't intermix. For the next step, I'm just going to take a full coverage concealer and just really highlight her eyebrow. It looks a little crazy now, but when we blend it all out, I promise it. Her foundation goes on again, it won't look quite so eyebrowy. So the next step we're going to do is apply an eyeshadow primer. Look down for me. You always want to just apply it kind of where the eye crease is, just because you don't want all that powder to get caught in that crease. The next step we're going to do is use an earth tone family, kind of anything in this color family. You want to keep it to kind of not so shiny, not a lot of luster or glitter to it. So I'm going to pick something like this that's a little more on the matte and satin side. A little goes a long way, so you don't have to get too heavy-handed, and just press that on top. That's what it should look like right now. You should just have color on the eyelids. So the next step we're going to do is just put a little bit of the same color on your blending brush, and you're just going to blend it out in the crease. In the same color family, we're going to take something a little brighter, just to highlight her brow. Before we start adding the winged liner, we're going to just add a darker color into her crease. Again, this is also matte. You could use a dark brown, a dark burgundy, even a black, but I'm just going to use a little bit of a dark brown. For the next part, I'm going to use a waterproof liquid eyeliner. It does come with a felt tip point like this. So I'll do one. It doesn't really matter what side you start on. I'm right-handed, so on myself, I do my right eye first and then I do my left eye. But a lot of different artists do their left eye first. It doesn't make a difference. Sometimes it helps if you start halfway and then go to the end, because even on myself, I can't do my whole eye in one shot. It's impossible. So I'm starting on the outer edge and just working my way into the center. Open. For the inside corner of the eyes where the tear ducts are, I like to use a waterproof black pencil. And open and just look up for me. You just want to make sure you connect the line. The next step I'm going to use is apply an eyelash primer. One layer of it is fine. I'm going to let the primer dry down for a little bit, and then I'm just going to apply maybe 2 coats of just black mascara. Now that the eyes are almost done, I just like to go underneath and just clean up because we're gonna start on her face. That's why I just tend to like to do eyes first, just so I can really focus and get it as smoky or as heavy as I want and not even worry about any kind of fallout. The next step, of course, the face is skin primer. I have a few different favorite ones. A lot of them all have silicone in it, and that's what kind of keeps the makeup on. I prefer one that is paraben free as well as silicone free. You never know what's gonna kind of make your skin act up. So put it on like a moisturizer. I tend to use a brush. I always use a brush. You just don't want to transfer the oils from your fingers onto your face, because then that defeats the purpose of the skin primer. Okay, for the next step, I'm just going to apply a thin layer of a liquid foundation of your choice. Don't forget though that if you are taking pictures or using your look for anything, if you're getting married or you're going to prom or anything like that, if you use a liquid foundation or any foundation that has an SPF in it that's higher than, I would say, 15, sometimes the photograph's very white. Just put on the foundation. I'm just going to put it where she doesn't really need foundation anywhere really, just to even out the skin tone. A little under the eyes, on the nose. The next step is going to be a concealer. I'm just going to use a little bit of a full coverage concealer underneath her eyes. Okay. This look is really all about great skin, flawless skin. Because we're going to do a brighter lip, we're going to go just a little around her mouth. The next step, we're just going to go over the concealer with a little bit of powder. The next step we're going to do is add a little blush. We're going to contour with it. I'm going to do something a little brighter. I know we're already going to do a bright lip, but she took so little color on her eyes. So I like to start right here on the top of the cheekbone, generally at the top of the ear, and work my way down. Always start with a little. You can always add more. Don't roll your brush in it because it's harder to take away. So this is just one color. I'm just going to go back and add a pop of a brighter color. Same color family. We're still kind of keeping it in the oranges and the corals. Smile. We're going to go back and finish up the bottom of her eyes. I'm going to use a white eye pencil. Same black mascara we used before. Ellen has very long bottom lashes. I unfortunately don't, so I use it this way. The next part we're going to do is her lips. Always make sure your lips are moisturized. Primer. Especially when the lip is so bright, you want to make sure that all the lines are very crisp. Now I'm going to go in and put a bright, not so bright, maybe bright for some people, orange lipstick. If you're going to apply something that's has a little more pop to it than just like a neutral or a beige, sometimes using a brush gives you a little more control. Now that we're almost done with the lips, whether it's a bright coral, a hot pink, a really bright light pink, or a red, you just want to make sure that, again, like I said, all the lines are very crisp. But that's the only tip you take out of here today. If you're going to wear a brighter lip, make sure the lines are crisp, please. I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer and an angled brush. You can use any brush, really. Smile again. And that's how you square off a bright lip. Thank you for joining me in my Pinup Girl remix. Again, my name is Erica. This is my beautiful model, Violetta, and thank you Fashion Group International for having us.
Now we're doing eyebrow waxing. I'm Bernadette with Unique Wax Center in New York City, and this is Tanisha, and she's a full-time model. And I'm going to start with cleaning up her eyebrows with wax, and then we're going to shape it a little bit more with tweezers and make them look nice and beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to start with removing any makeup, just to make sure the skin is clean, there's no bacteria. It might cause breakouts. Tanisha's brows have a very nice, beautiful, natural shape. And I'm just going to clean it up, enhance the shape a little bit to make sure her face looks beautiful. Alright, so now when the skin is ready, I'm going to apply our natural wax. Remove any excess hair. So I'm applying the wax, I'm following the natural hair line. I'm going to repeat the steps on the other brow. Make sure to cover all the extra hairs. I'm going to apply a little bit of the wax just in the middle, just to make sure she has no unibrow. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove any extra hairs with my tweezers. And just remember to tweeze your hairs with the direction they grow. To avoid any bumps or breakouts, make sure you exfoliate your skin and your brow bone at least once a week with a very gentle sugar scrub or face scrub. The shape of eyebrows changes with fashion, and right now full eyebrows are what's in. Okay. Now I'm going to trim the longer hairs and we'll be all done. Remember, the shape of your eyebrows is very important. It can make your face look nice, young, beautiful. It can highlight your features. But if you make a mistake, you can end up with angry looking eyebrows or eyebrows that are uneven, and that's definitely something you don't want. So make sure that everything you do is right. All right, all done. All right, so Tanisha's face is oval, and the perfect shape for her is a rounded shape. It fits her face naturally, it makes her look beautiful, opens up her eyes, and brings out all the features. Tanisha's nose is a little bit wider, so to place her eyebrows, we're gonna make a line starting in the middle of her nostril, going through the corner of the eye, and that's exactly where the eyebrow should start. And then to figure out where it should end, it should be the tip of the nose, the line between the tip of the nose, the outer corner of the eye. It ends perfectly right there. And then to figure out the arch, we go through the tip of the nose, her iris, and the eyebrow should arch right here. Thank you very much. Once again, I'm Bernadette with UniK Wax Center in New York City, and this is Tanisha.